What is generative AI? Generative AI refers to artificial intelligence models capable of creating new data, such as text, images, music, or code, that resemble human-generated content. Unlike traditional AI, which classifies or predicts, generative AI produces new and original outputs using patterns learned from large datasets. How does generative AI differ from traditional AI? Traditional AI focuses on analysis, classification, and prediction based on existing data, while generative AI creates new content. For instance, a traditional AI model can identify an image of a dog, whereas a generative AI model can generate a realistic image of a dog that doesn't exist. What are some popular generative AI models? Prominent models include GPT by OpenAI for text generation, DALL-E and Midjourney for image synthesis, Stable Diffusion for artistic image creation, and Music LM for generating audio. Each model is trained using deep learning architectures such as transformers or diffusion models. What are large language models, or LLMs? LLMs are neural networks trained on massive text datasets to understand and generate human-like language. Examples include GPT-4, Palm, and Llama. These models use transformer architecture to learn relationships between words, enabling coherent conversation, translation, summarization, and reasoning. What is a transformer in generative AI? A transformer is a neural network architecture that relies on self-attention mechanisms to understand relationships between words or tokens in a sequence. It enables parallel processing, faster training, and better contextual understanding, forming the foundation for most modern LLMs and diffusion models. Explain the concept of attention mechanism. The attention mechanism allows a model to focus on the most relevant parts of input data when generating output. For example, in text generation, it helps the model understand which previous words are most important for predicting the next word in a sentence. What is the difference between GPT and diffusion models? GPT models generate text through token prediction, while diffusion models generate images by gradually removing noise from random data. GPTs use transformer-based architectures. Diffusion models focus on probabilistic noise reduction techniques to produce realistic visual outputs. What is reinforcement learning from human feedback? RLHF is a fine-tuning process where models are trained to align outputs with human preferences. Human evaluators rate model responses, and reinforcement learning algorithms use this feedback to optimize future responses, improving quality and ethical alignment. What are the main applications of generative AI? Applications span across content creation, code generation, drug discovery, personalized marketing, synthetic data generation, video production, and chatbots. Businesses use generative AI to automate creative workflows and boost productivity. How does generative AI impact creativity and industries? Generative AI enhances human creativity by automating repetitive tasks, enabling rapid prototyping, and providing inspiration. Industries like media, design, healthcare, and education use it to scale innovation, though ethical and copyright challenges persist. What are ethical concerns with generative AI? Key concerns include bias, deepfakes, intellectual property theft, and misinformation. Responsible use involves implementing transparency, bias detection, and watermarking generated content to distinguish it from human-made work. What is a diffusion model and how does it work? A diffusion model generates data by reversing a process that adds noise to clean samples. During training, the model learns to denoise step by step, eventually creating realistic images or videos from random noise distributions. What is latent space in generative AI? Latent space represents abstract features learned by a model during training. It captures hidden relationships between data points, allowing interpolation, for example, blending two faces or styles to generate a new one. What are embeddings in NLP models? Embeddings are numerical vector representations of words or tokens that capture semantic meaning. Similar words have similar embeddings, enabling LLMs to understand context, relationships, and sentiment. What are hallucinations in generative AI models? Hallucinations occur when a model generates false or misleading information that appears factual. They arise due to limitations in training data or lack of grounding in external knowledge sources. Mitigation involves retrieval-augmented generation and fact-checking layers. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the practice of designing effective input prompts to guide generative AI models toward desired outputs. Clear, structured prompts improve accuracy and creativity, especially in LLMs like GPT or Claude. What are few-shot and zero-shot learning? In few-shot learning, a model is given a few examples before performing a task. In zero-shot, it performs without examples. LLMs like GPT-4 excel at both, using contextual understanding gained during pre-training. How does fine-tuning work in generative AI models? Fine-tuning involves retraining a pre-trained model on a smaller domain-specific dataset to adapt it for specialized tasks, such as medical summaries or financial analysis. It improves accuracy and contextual alignment. What is transfer learning in generative AI? Transfer learning reuses a model trained on one large dataset for another related task. It saves computational resources and time while retaining general understanding from the original training. How are generative adversarial networks, GANs, different from diffusion models? GANs consist of a generator and a discriminator in a competitive setup, while diffusion models use noise reduction to generate data progressively. Diffusion models tend to produce higher quality and more stable results in modern AI applications. What programming languages and frameworks are used in generative AI? Common tools include Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Hugging Face Transformers, and Keras. Libraries like OpenAI API, LangChain, and Stable Diffusion SDKs help developers build applications quickly. How do you evaluate generative AI model performance? Metrics include BLUE, Rouge, FID, Perplexity, and human evaluation. These measure output quality, coherence, and similarity to real-world data. What is retrieval-augmented generation, or RAG? RAG enhances LLMs by connecting them to external knowledge sources. It retrieves relevant data from databases or documents before generating responses, reducing hallucinations and improving factual accuracy. How do companies integrate generative AI into business workflows? Organizations integrate generative AI via APIs, chatbots, content pipelines, and automation tools. It's used for summarizing data, generating reports, automating design, and enhancing customer interactions with intelligent personalization. What is the future of generative AI? Generative AI will evolve toward multimodal systems combining text, image, and audio, autonomous agents that can reason and act, and ethical frameworks ensuring transparency and trust. It's reshaping industries and redefining human-machine collaboration.